Casey, have you ever seen a first inning like that? 3 home runs, bang, bang, bang.
No, I mean, I've seen a lot of things playing baseball, but not that. Not any team starting off a game like that.
What's the feeling as you go through that inning?
I mean, you just thought, surely Parks won't hit one here, right? After we hit the first two, and then he did, and then we were thinking, who was Steve clean up? Yeah, Stevenson. We were like, okay, there's no way, and he didn't hit a home run, but then right back after him was Burt. So no, it's ridiculous. I've never seen that before.
And Jason, from your point of view, how nice was that to see? Just watch him go flying out of here.
I mean, that's big. I mean, getting run support like that early on is really big. Try not to focus too much on the score though. Try to just go out there and attack their guys the same. But it's definitely nice going out there with a 4-run lead.
Right before you've thrown a pitch.
Yeah.
Casey, Vance said on Tuesday that you guys are absolutely the best outfield in the country. And you look today, and you and D'Onofrio have 8 RBIs between the two of you. What does it say about this outfield? You're still able to produce like that, even with Vance not in the lineup today.
Yeah, I mean it's a relief for everyone on the team, because you don't have to be the only one producing when you got guys up and down the lineup able to do it. So, I mean, we thought we've had the best outfield in the country, but this just shows you, we got a bunch of versatile players, and any certain day, D'Onofrio hasn't hit many home runs this year, but he goes out and hits 2 today, so that should just show everyone.
How difficult is of a transition is it for you to go from left to right, like you did today?
Not too hard, because I played right field last year, so I've been there before.
Casey, obviously Vance missed last postseason with a back problem. I mean, does that make what happened today somewhat ominous in some ways that he had the back spasm? I mean, is that concerning for you guys, do you think?
No, I mean, we're just hoping it's something small. Obviously, having a back thing in the past, there might, it might never be. You might have some of the stuff in the future to come, but I think it's just a little muscle thing. He should be good to go.
Jason, was there any discussion about holding you for the Wake Forest game, or was it all along you were going to go today?
The only thing I heard was that I was thrown today, kind of keep us on schedule for next weekend. Never really heard anything about changing, and happy with that. Happy to go out there and try to set the tone for the guys. So just trying to focus on each day, like day by day, and feel like won this one, so now we can start to focus a little bit on tomorrow and attack them tomorrow.
What was going well for you today?
I think just attacking the zone, knowing that my guys behind me had my back and making great plays out there. I mean, there's one of them comebacker off my glove. Ahmed made a great play. And just like plays like that, they happen all the time. They go unnoticed, and it really gives me confidence out there to just go after guys.
What is the value of a game like this? I mean, even though you come in, the outcome really doesn't matter, but you still get some reps in before tomorrow against Wake.
Me here, yeah, I go first. It's we're not going to treat it like that. It might have not had any meaning towards tomorrow, but it's still a baseball game, and you want to play your best baseball every single day. So, like Coach Forbes says, we're just trying to get better every single day. So we're not treating it like it's a pointless game. We're going to go out and just keep striving forward and taking steps forward.
Casey, what are your thoughts on facing Chase Burns tomorrow? Obviously, ACC Pitcher of the Year.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good pitcher. We're excited for it. We've done it before. We know we can do it. So I feel like for us, especially, we look forward to these games. They're competitive games. This is what you play for. You play to face guys like that, and who doesn't love a big game like that in front of a ton of fans probably tomorrow. So we're looking forward to it.
You guys had 6 runs off of him in the first inning. I believe you had a home run. Can you?
2.
What do you? 2. So
Yeah.
what do you remember about that game?
He struck out a ton, and we hit some home runs. So, we beat him last time. But it's not something that's easy to do. He's still a first-round pick, so we're gonna approach it like we're gonna have a good game tomorrow. We don't expect it to be a blowout, and we're just gonna stick the approach that we used last time. And we've hit guys with velo in the past, good pitchers like that. So we're not concerned. We're ready to play.
Casey, I think your second one got completely out of the stadium today, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, did you see it sort of leave everything? I don't know if it was bouncing around the street out there or what, but
No, I mean I don't watch them much. I knew I hit it well, but I didn't really watch it. I just put my bat down and started jogging.
okay, fair enough.
Jason, from your perspective as a pitcher, okay, I got a 4-run lead, but dang, the ball's really carrying out there a little bit. What do I have to do to make sure I keep in the ballpark?
I mean, just try to go after guys out there. In a place like this, ball's going to leave the yard. You've got to accept that, but just try to go after them and not really change your mindset and just attack the hitters.
Casey, with D'Onofrio moving up to the leadoff spot, I mean, obviously the dude has a ton of speed. Is that in any way change the way you guys go about things when you don't have Vance up there hitting first?
No, I wouldn't say so because they're similar players in a way. So, and that's the thing about our team. We have a few guys that could be in a leadoff spot, you know. And no, I wouldn't say it changed anything. He's like I said, they're similar players. They have power, they have speed. So nothing changed in our lineup. We're just doing our own job.
Let's get one more for the players, and then we'll let them go and let you talk to Scott.
Casey, how did it feel to be so locked in today? What was your approach in the box? Obviously, like 2 home runs.
Honestly, nothing special. Just be on fastball. You know, pretty simple. I'm seeing it well, but just sticking to what's been working all season.
Okay, guys, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Yep.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
How'd you do, Jay?
Pretty good. He was pretty good.
Pretty solid.
He was very not nervous at all.
All right, questions for Scott?
First, update on Vance.
Yeah, just had some back spasms. Gavin had the same thing. I don't know if it was the hotel bed or what. He felt really good yesterday. He felt fine for the most part this morning. Probably could have gone, honestly. We hadn't had many games. There's no such thing as a meaningful game, number one. But we knew that this game wouldn't advance us to Saturday. And he warmed up, and I think he was like 95%. And it's hard for me to play Vance in that game when I know, like, hey, when it's a back and it's spasms and how back spasms work, I've had them before. If you can rest it a little bit, get treatment, chances are pretty good you're going to be ready to go the next day. So it was more my call than Vance's. He wasn't real happy with it, but I wanted to make sure he was ready to go tomorrow night.
So is it probable?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Given what he went through last year at this time with the back, I mean, was that in any way an ominous sign for you? I think some people, when they saw back, kind of got concerned.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the word concerned is good. I try to work with our guys on not worrying and not being anxious, because that's kind of how it is in today's society, and just trusting and believing. And he's been through all that, and it's a totally different feeling. But it's nature to scare you a little bit, and I saw that on his face. But he also knew there's a big difference in what he felt then to what he was feeling now, and he was even available to pitch hit. But I just wanted him to rest it and only use him if we had to.
Scott, what's it say about the focus of this group that you deal with Honeycutt being out, and then you got the big game tomorrow against Wake, and yet you guys come up and put a 4 spot out there right away in this group?
Yeah, this group, I wasn't concerned about that. They respect each other too much, and there's no such thing as a meaningful game. You get the opportunity to play, and you can't just flip the switch and be ready to play next Friday in the NCAA tournament. You have to continue to keep getting better. And you also have some really good players that were in our lineup last year that may not be in the lineup, and if you're not ready to play, that's disrespecting them as well, because they want to be in the lineup. But that was a great example of our team, and all ACC returner that he's just scuffled, and Jackson Vanderbrake stepped right in there and had a great night for us, a great day. But it's a credit to our players. I mean, they know that this game doesn't advance them. But this team has not taken days off, and I didn't expect to do that tonight. That's for sure. They're playing when the game starts. We're playing to win.
Was there ever a consideration to save Jason for tomorrow, or was it always he was going to pitch today?
No, there really wasn't. Once we made the decision that our off day was our off day, we wanted to try to keep him and Sprague as close as we could to the rotation. If anything, maybe give him, because this last week he was on 1 day short rest. This week he was on 6. Next week he'll have to be on 7. But we just felt like that's why we did it, and we wanted to get Jason out there and make sure he got his work in. And we also feel very confident in all 3 of our starters. So we think Sprague can beat anybody, as well as Jason DeCaro.
With your starters and bullpen pieces in particular, how do you balance, obviously wanting to win the ACC this week, but also looking ahead to what's to come in the following weeks?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this, and I talked to our team about it, you have a chance you're going to play 4 games in a row in a regional. The regional is the hardest thing in my coaching to win. Super regionals, we've done it all year. It's a weekend series. So I told our guys, hey, let's approach this like potentially we maybe obviously you don't want to get in the loser's bracket, but if you do, you sure ain't going to stop playing. We're in the loser's bracket in 22 and we came out of it, and you got to win 4 games in a row if that's the case. So we're just going to try to win this thing. We're realistic. We feel like we're in good shape, and we're not going to necessarily tax somebody. But our arms, the way we've used them, they're all ready and they're not worn out. They're prepared to pitch back-to-back days, and they'll do it if we need to win the ACC tournament.
You
Scott,
definitely
right.
wanted to make sure that you wouldn't have your top 2 starters, either of your top 2 starters having to go 2 weeks between starts. If you say, if you'd have altered your rotation and Friday night didn't work out.
Exactly. Yeah, no doubt about it. So, we don't look at it too much like that. We expect to win every game, but you have to get these starters in there. And, we'll have Houck available tomorrow. We're looking at it like we got to beat Wake Forest to advance in a tournament. And we'll use whoever we need to, and we'll wake up Saturday morning, if we win, and we'll figure out who we're going to start. If Aiden Houck's not available and he threw 3 innings, it is what it is.
Scott, Rod was asking you about the focus and everything for a game that was quote-unquote meaningless, but when they went back-to-back jacks there in the top of the first one, I mean, what the heck were you thinking as those things were flying out of here?
I mean, I was happy, obviously. You get a lead like that with a guy like DeCaro. But they were just telling me that hadn't happened all year in college baseball or in the big leagues. And I was like, man, so I was just like, wow, that was impressive, because there really wasn't one of them. And then Alberto's, they were no doubters. Even Parks Harbor's was a no doubter. Sometimes you see one that kind of sneaks over. And that's a good arm. And he threw really well against us. And we talked about that to start the year. We had a hard time with him with that riding fastball. And it's like, okay, let's be more locked in on this guy and let's get better swings off him. They were ready to go, that's for sure. That's credit to them.
You look at the guys in the outfield. Vance doesn't play today, but D'Onofrio and Cook, combined for 8 RBIs. Is this the kind of production you were expecting from this outfield that you kind of got all season?
I mean, it's hard to say you're expecting somebody to have 80 RBIs. I think Cook's close to that or over that now. But we did expect them to be better, and we expected that D'Onofrio could be a really special player. His home runs are a little misleading because he's hit so many balls hard, but he's got 20 home run power. He just doesn't have a lot on the board, and I can see a lot coming in bunches for him. I think he's like a top 5 Brown talent type kid, and we were lucky that he showed up on campus. But man, they've been impressive. That's and then Gavin goes out there and plays a great left field. So there's some depth on this team, and guys don't care where they play; they just want to win.
And your bullpen, Dalton Pence is a guy that's given you good production all year. Talk about what he's given your team, and you're bringing him. I mean, comes in and is hurt immediately when you get it.
Oh man, yeah. Like I remember the tears coming down his eyes at summer school when he realized that I'm going to have surgery and miss. I mean, he was a big piece that I thought that kid would pitch a ton for us in 2022. Loved him in high school, bulldog mentality. Pitched for the same for Bobby Dale. Chad Flax High School, same type kid, tough, hard-nosed. And to watch how hard he's worked and to have the year he's had, I think him and Bellison for Duke are the best 2 relievers in the league. And, he's been a huge part of our success. His numbers are really impressive if you really look at them.
What kind of feedback do you get about his future? I mean, do you think you'll be able to keep him, or he'll be going on?
I think he's going to get the opportunity to sign, and we want all of our kids. Their ultimate dream is to pitch in the major leagues, and we want that to be the case. But who knows? Dalton loves UNC. He's on track to graduate. The draft is trickier now with only 20 rounds, and I feel confident that our guys love UNC and they love our program, they love our culture, and they have no problems coming back. So if he's picked high enough, I'm sure he'll sign. If not, I'll sit down with Dalton and his family, and I'm going to support whatever they want to do. But if that boy wants to come back, I'll do everything in my power to make it happen. I can tell you that.
What's the game plan for Chase Burns tomorrow night? 6 homers? Just hit 6 homers like today?
That would be nice.
Right.
You know how good he is, but the game's the game. We played Wake Forest. They're a really good team. They're balanced top to bottom. They've got potentially, most likely, 3 first-round picks. Have a lot of respect for what they've done. We'll have to play well, but we're not going to back down. I can tell you that. We're going to get in the box and we're going to battle, and I think this is the way it's supposed to be. You know, you got 2 in-state teams going at it on Friday night in the ACC tournament.
Wrap it up.
So how fun is it to fill out that lineup card, all that talent you have, and is there any typical decisions you got to make because all these guys are hitting so well?
It's fun. That's a credit to our assistant coaches that work their tails off and spend so much time away from their families, because I've been in their shoes, beating up the highway, you know, trying to find these guys, and that's how you create that depth. And it's a fun team to be around. You know, I tell them all the time, like, you guys are the reason we're having the success. Guys like Jake Knapp, and that can't pitch, but is right in there beside me. So it's a fun group, and really at this point, it's more managing them and keeping them fresh and staying the heck out of their way.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.